Bring you more information on a tornado warning that's now been issued for Howard County. This is until 10 a.m. and does include Fayette. So this is that same storm, I believe, that we had been tracking just through Pilot Grove to Boonville to New Franklin. Now this is north of you. Boonville, you're not included. New Franklin, you're not included. Your NOAA weather radio might be going off, but this does not include you. The circulation is right here south of Fayette. Hail core likely falling in town there, likely a little bit of hail with this, but this is a tornado warning for a radar indicated tornado that is, I believe, radar indicated. We'll get confirmation on that here in just a second. This is moving, it's screaming right along at 65 miles per hour. Let's draw a track on this. We're going to go right here from the core of the storm where we believe that rotation to be and drag it to the north and the east pretty far out. This is going to seem excessive, but this is moving very fast, 65 miles per hour. It's essentially a car on the highway moving right at you. Fayette, we're 938. Higbee, this will be in your neighborhood a little bit later at 9:51. So again, Higbee, you are not included in this warning, but this is moving fast enough that you need to know about this. You've got your own hail core north of town. You're going to get some hail likely there at what at least looks like a hail core. I would estimate probably is. We'll get more of a investigative look at that here in a second. But we're going to cover our bases just real quick. Higbee, you are just downstream from this warning. You are not included in this. This is only Howard County to the corner of Howard County. This does not include Boone County. This does not include folks on the other side of the Boone County line. So if you're in Boone County or Randolph County, this is not you, but let's show you who this is. Let's get a closer look at the map this morning and pull up that velocity. Let's see if we can identify exactly where it is. Again, if you're just joining us, there's a tornado warning for Howard County until 10 a.m. This rotation identified here near Fayette. So let's go ahead and click on this and we'll get that box out of the way. Let's pull up our velocity. We'll go ahead and go Kansas City and pull up velocity and see if we can identify this rotation. See if it shows better on shear. See if we can get that to show up. Here we go. There we are. All right, looks like it's just near Fayette. Fayette, you need to be in your safe place. This is gonna be moving very quickly. You see that radar scan takes it a little bit further east. We have some shear right along into the east side of Fayette. This will be moving to the north and east towards Bunker Hill, Burton, and Pumpkin. Let's see, what was that? North of Seabury, but Pumpkin Center, right there near Bunker Hill. So let's zoom out. Let's see if storm relative velocity can give us something a little bit more identifiable. Looks like right here loosely. So maybe right over Fayette to the, maybe just to the south side if we had to favor one side or the other. But Fayette, you need to be in your safe place. It's essentially a center of rotation right over town there, and maybe centered just to the south and east side of town. This will be moving right across some of the same areas we've been talking about. Highway 124, I've already said your name once today. Let's talk again. Highway 124, you need to be in your safe place, especially if you're north of Highway 124. You want to get down the line of this, State Route O, the next kind of main county road there, country road, State Route O. You're going to be the next crossing of this as we look down the pipeline here. So again, you need to be in your safe place. Essentially, if you're in Howard County, south and east of Fayette, you need to be in your safe place. Now, I say that, but again, this does not include New Franklin. This does not include the very southern corner near the river. If you're south of Hilldale, this does not include you. This is going to go well to your north. Okay, so tornado warning in effect here until 10 a.m. for this little section of Howard County. Jess, do we have any updates from the National Weather Service? It'd be Kansas City that'd be issuing this. Any updates?
Nothing from them. Just kind of getting an idea of what we've got going on from previous storms. So from the storm that we had earlier this morning, we had some tornado damage. This was Cooper County, Route 135 is closed from Pilot Grove to I-70 due to tornado damage.
Okay.
So that's from earlier.
All right. Okay, so traffic note there, if you're trying to get to I-70, I believe it's 135 you said, right?
Yes.
135 closed between Pilot Grove, and again, we mentioned this earlier, if you know anyone on the Katy Trail, let them know. That was an impacted area there as well, right by the Katy Trail. Let's go ahead and pull up our severe button. This will highlight, we've used this earlier to highlight hail. Let's see if this highlights rotation. It's highlighting rotation well further to the east. I don't think that's exactly where we're looking. We're going to be looking more center, but this is moving fast. We have a little bit of hail there north of Fayette. We were talking about hail earlier outside of the storm. Doesn't look like that's necessarily a hail core, but this pink identifying that threat for hail north side of Fayette. So we've got kind of a combination concern with this storm this morning, but primarily the tornado warning. This is radar indicated from the National Weather Service until 10 a.m. Again, reminder, this is moving very quickly. Let's go back to let's see if we have anything on our debris signature. Fortunately, it doesn't look like we have a strong signal of that. Unfortunately, we did earlier this morning, and that's why we were talking about road closure south of I-70 towards Pilot Grove. A reminder of that, road closed. So 135. Let's no outages yet that we can see. Button, let's pull that up. Okay, we're good there. Let's go back to the radar products and we'll pick on velocity, see if the recent scans have given us anything good. You can see now a lot of times we look for red and green close together. It doesn't always work out like that. Sometimes different colors of red can tell us stories as well. Speed away from the radar here in the red, that's what we're looking at because the radar's back in Kansas City. This is all wind moving away. And again, the difference in speed is enough sometimes to create rotation. Think of it as just little eddies in a stream of water. And that's kind of what we're looking at here because again, the atmosphere is basically just a liquid. You know, we take or not a liquid, but moves like a fluid. And so that yields what we're looking at here. We turn on storm relative velocity, counter in the motion of the storm, and now you see it. You see it more clearly, reds and greens together. I think this is a little bit better than what we had seen in recent scans.
Yeah, it looks like it's picked up a little bit.
Let's go ahead and I'm going to zoom out so we can get a little bit of a reference for this. Very weak, tightening up there just now in the last scan. It looks like they've carved that box as well. They're keeping up with it here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead.
Still no word from St. Louis whether they're thinking about anything yet.
Another good point. If you live down the line here near Higbee to Sturgeon, north of Sturgeon, really. Actually, this might down the line you may be kind of considered in the path of this. Clark as well, Rennick. Down the line, you're not included in these, but I want you to pay close attention to this storm. Maybe you don't know someone that lives in Howard County, but maybe you know someone who lives up in Sturgeon. Maybe you're watching us from Sturgeon, or maybe Higbee, south of Moberly to Rennick and Clark. These are the people that just need to be mindful of what's going on to their south and the west. It's raining where you are, likely. You're not going to see it very well. Let's pull up our radar and see if we can pick out the rain. It's been raining all morning. These tornadoes that we've been tracking are very much just shielded in a wall of rain. You're not going to see anything coming, and your loved ones and friends won't either, but we can see through the rain with the radar, and we can see that circulation, and we've seen storms like this already produce damage this morning. So we want you to take this seriously. This isn't anything you'll be able to likely see coming.
Yeah, it looks like this is just north of Highway 124. It's moving out of Fayette.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, though. We still have a decent-looking little circulation there.
Let's put a track on that. You said it's...
just north of Highway 124 coming out of Fayette.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the shear product, I think, yeah, you don't have that one on yet, but if you have the shear product, it really shows up there.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
That looks really good. Let's see if we can get that to match with our storm relative. Yeah, almost spot for spot, pound for pound. That's right there. Okay, we're going to get a good track from this because now we know exactly right about where it is. That's right on the highway, right on, just if you're listening and not watching, 124, just to the east of Fayette. This is just due west of Seabury, especially you live north. Okay, this is now lifting north of 124. Now it's looking just due north of Seabury. You go up to County Road 102, 114. It's right there, north of Seabury. This is getting closer to Pumpkin Center, Bunker Hill, right there. If you are in these areas, it's right there now. Remember, radar is always like every radar, because we have to transmit the data, it comes and goes. Every radar is going to be delayed a little bit. So I want you to pretend this is just a little bit further towards the east and keep that in mind. I just want you to kind of keep in mind urgency when you're thinking about getting to your safe place. So now let's back out of this. I want to get a track from where that shear is. Let's, because this, again,
it's like State Route A is the main corridor there.
State Route A.
Right just near Higbee, just south of Higbee.
Can I get it in on the screen? There we go. Because a reminder, this is moving at 65 miles per hour. So Sturgeon, this is going to be, Sturgeon's the next place that shows up on the map. I'm going to step off screen because I think I can get some of those smaller communities in there because I want to make sure we get a timing for everyone here if I can. Let's go ahead and see if I can make that city rank a little smaller and get any smaller communities in here. Show first city. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to. Okay, we're not going to be able to get a closer look at timing for any of those communities like Pumpkin Center or Bunker Hill, but you're right there. I mean, it's next, well before 10:01. Again, think about a car driving straight at you from straight from Fayette at 65 miles per hour and then cut it in half because it's halfway between you and Fayette at this point. So again, the circulation right here in Howard County. Minnie, this is going to be north of Minnie. So in that little corner of Howard County, north of Minnie, that's where we're going to see that rotation. State Route A, as Jess just mentioned, this is going to be moving near State Route A, and we just got a little uptick in some of that wind rotation. Some of those darker reds starting to show up.
Yeah, I mean, I would caution if you're in Higbee, you're not in the warning polygon, but this is close enough. I'd want to be close to my safe place as this is tracking to the northeast. It looks like it'll go between Sturgeon and Moberly if it holds together. But that would put Clark, maybe Rennick in the path. It's coming over Bunker Hill right now, north of Rucker, up towards Ryder. And again, if this holds together, it could cross Highway 63 in southern Randolph. But we have not, it's pretty quiet over here in the Weather Service chat currently.
Okay, we're going to see if I can draw this out a little bit. Let's see what we can do here. See if I can get this out to 60. That's not going to be a productive track. I can already tell. Trying to get some of these smaller communities in this track, and it's hard given the size of the community. And this is going to miss, looks like Moberly just to the north. You know, if we, let's see, I'm going to take Higbee. I mean, it's moving essentially State Route A, right? So State Route A, if you cut a line and pretend you've got a road here that goes just south of Higbee, I mean, it's driving at you at 65 miles per hour very quickly. It's going to be there in the next 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to see if this is going to be extended. This would be a handoff from Kansas City to the National Weather Service in St. Louis if it goes to Columbia, if it were to go to Boone County, and I believe Randolph as well. And it looks like it's mostly going to go into Randolph. So Higbee and Rennick, you're not in a tornado warning, but that rotation is getting a little bit closer.
It doesn't look like it's weakened a whole lot in the last few scans.
No, we've seen a couple upticks in rotation there. Maybe we have a differing opinion between offices here.
This is unrelated to this tornado warning, but I'm keeping an eye on maybe some broad rotation that could be getting closer to Max Creek down towards Camden County, moving out of Hermitage.
Right here? Okay, that's right.
They've not said anything about that, but.
So that's close to Preston, I think. Yeah, Preston, that little stop. There's a little gas station there, 65 and 52, right? Or is that 50?
Yep.
That's not 52, is it?
54.
54, sorry, 52's up by Coal Camp. So yeah, that little gas station, some people, you might take it to the lake. You may take 65 to 54 and go to the lake that way. This is something we're tracking coming in from that direction. Again, no warnings on that. But this was a severe thunderstorm warning that was tagged as tornado possible. I don't know if it still is.
I have not seen any changes. Let's see.
Okay.
Weather Service cancels the tornado warning for Howard.
And just like that, it's
So
gone.
we're in good shape for now.
Good news.
Keep
Good
an eye
news.
on it.
We've been seeing a lot of that this morning. A lot of pop-ups and disappearances of rotation. As far as
Also, it looks like we're right on the edge of the radar beam too, so that could be something.
we're looking pretty high up in the atmosphere. The farther we get away from Kansas City, St. Louis, Springfield, tougher it is to see these rotations and the less confidence we generally have in them. But we still want to take them all very seriously because we have had a tornado in the same spot that we've now had, 2 tornado warnings tracked so far. 2
Also
radar.
something before we jump off here, the Weather Service in Kansas City has expired the tornado watch for Cooper, Pettis, Saline, Howard.
Okay. So Cooper, Pettis, Sedalia, and wow. Okay. So yeah. So that's hopefully the last we could expect. Cooper, Pettis, Saline. So hopefully, I mean, that's where we've had the last 3 tornado warnings on the map, I believe. So finally some much needed relief for folks here. Okay, I'm not gonna, I guess we won't take up any more of your time. We are still watching a circulation with this severe thunderstorm. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Benton, Morgan, and Camden counties. This is until 10:15. So this morning for the next 25 minutes, we are going to be keeping a close eye on this one, especially with a little rotation working in. So again, no tornado warning, but of course, even with a severe thunderstorm warning, we want you to be weather aware near the Lake of the Ozarks, and again, keep a way of receiving weather alerts handy. It seems like this morning, every time we identify one of these little kinks, one of these little couplets, there's something to talk about a few minutes later. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and toss this back to programming.
This has been an ABC 17 Storm Track Weather Alert Day update.